My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon 2. We're heading into the Tangle with the Cadaver Caravan, and we've got a positive relationship between Damien is his name, Flagellant, and our Audrey Grave Robber, Audrey rather, as well as our Hellion Boudica and our Plague Doctor Paracelsus. Hopeful relationships abound. Those hopeful relationships are giving each of those characters the ability to use a certain action that will de-stress the other character. So very, very helpful for the fact that we don't otherwise have much control over our stress.
Rewards only resignation.
A reasonable amount of scouting here. Oblivion Ingress on one side. A creature's den leading in there, so I could gain and lose Oblivion Loathing quite quickly. Audrey's still off guard. Also, Paracelsus is a pacifist, resolute on Hellion. Honestly, I don't have to remove any of these. I might like to, but I don't have to. I could head ahead and go for the Watchtower. Medicinal herbs, killing blow on cadavers, into the sprawl, go to the lair boss and the fader. Not going to be completing any of those. There is a possibility, however, of picking up an assistance encounter. I could pick up 2 assistance encounters very, very early on, over on the left-hand side, and then I only have to pick up 1 more before the end of the run, before the end of the area, in order to guarantee my 2 mastery. 2 mastery is really impactful, so I want to guarantee that I get that. One more guaranteed assistance, 2 more guaranteed assistance encounters, 3? I can guarantee, yeah, okay. Even without scouting, I can guarantee that I get all of the assistance encounters I'm looking for. So I'm going to be taking the left path up ahead, most likely.
The destination's never in question. Only the route you take to get there.
At least someone got a little bit of stress reduction from going this way. More than good enough for me. This should give us a few opportunities for our characters to hopefully get positive relationship triggers with one another. You know, influence our torch a little bit as well. I can get what looks like stagecoach equipment for 5 torch. I could get food for 5 torch. That's also a positive relationship trigger with Boudica. Or I can get them to fix the wheels. Unfortunately, the wheels are already filled, so there's no reason to do that one. Do I want to go for stagecoach equipment or food more? Let's go with food.
In crisis, no gain is insignificant.
Yeah, it's still worth its while. Also a positive relationship between Damien and Boudica. I don't have to have them have a positive relationship, you know, for the mountain in specific. All I have to do is try and make sure that they don't have a negative relationship, because the negative relationships can be really brutal. We're talking things like, you know, make the character taunt and vulnerable at the same time. Things that would just kill us in boss fights. Oh, okay, we got caught off guard. We are completely out of order. This is actually kind of a nightmare. Huge amount of damage to my backliners that they're getting to do here. Get Damien to move 2 spaces forward, in doing so moving the Grave Robber back. I'm also going to move Paracelsus back, I think. I'm just going to have to kind of eat it here for a little bit and just try and set up a better party. Unfortunately, the Hellion having to move from the back position does actually trigger her stress ability. Gave her 2 stress to move out of that position. Let's de-stress and heal up the Hellion a little bit.
Savor it.
Get a poison dart out on one of their characters. Also set up combo on them, thankfully. Love to see that. Let's use Acid Rain.
agony by accumulation.
Oh boy. Paracelsus is having a real tough time here. Down on death's door. Heal yourself off of that, but in order to guarantee that you actually have access to your healing maneuvers in the next round, I'm going to have to manually move you backwards. And now, Boudica, you need to start working on taking a target off the field. Also a little bit less stress there. So 6 damage. I'd heal only 3 more health. Unfortunately, Paracelsus goes down to their DOT at the start of their round, regardless of whether or not I actually heal them here. So, Audrey... let's have you guarantee that that target is dead. Preventing actions matters.
Stumbling and stupefied.
Paracelsus gets back down to death's door. I'm gonna use mineral-rich spring water on Audrey, and then battlefield medicine on yourself. Remove your DOTs, as well as heal you back up. Unfortunately, I think I have to risk their response here. I get 9 damage through at least, though. Worth its weight, I think. Ooh, please don't ruin the Flagellant's life like that. Let's remove some more stress from the Hellion. And destroy a corpse for a little bit of healing. Unfortunately, that is a bleed. I am now just risking Paracelsus dying at the start of the round. Wait, hang on. No! I still get to act before them. Ooh. Okay, use the burn salve on yourself, getting yourself off of death's door. And then use Endure
The path of exculpation need not be alone.
to bring Paracelsus back up a little bit, and then Paracelsus can heal you in return?
Incremental, but deadly all the same.
Oh boy. Again, I'm gonna have to throw out even more miracle water here. I'm thinking it might make the most sense to try and use a poison dart to take out the mongrel. Don't want it to act again, frankly. So unfortunately, I don't have access to Lash's gift when I'm in the very front position, which is kind of awful.
Well done.
Oh! He had a target so fiercely. Seems quite useful here. How do I take care of the Pillager Crackshot as soon as possible? I guess I'm gonna have the Hellion move forward. The hopeful relationship of these two characters gives some resistances to Boudica. We bring you back off of death's door. Oh, only a 5% chance there to have crit, but we did manage. Yeah, that's my back line. That's Paracelsus. I can get so much health back just by destroying a corpse right now. As much as I want to, I feel like I need to try and guarantee that no more real turns actually occur here. Paracelsus, you are really slow. I can try and heal you, but then I take 20% damage. That's just about 11 health on Damien. Gets him down to death's door if I do that. I could go for the acid rain. I'm gonna do that. Sets up a kill on the enemy. Literally as soon as they take their turn, so I can actually afford to try and destroy another grave for a little bit more healing. Oof.
Sweet reprieve. Until the next test is put before you.
Yeah, that full shuffle really screwed us. How much survival do I really have? Let's take a healing salve for the ability to just get people off death's door. We'll do that with another burn salve as well. I think maybe I'll put a stack of 4 traps on Boudica. Give us a little bit more access to damage as well. Could have gone worse. Definitely could have gone worse. Another assistance encounter. Another 5 light given up? Actually, no, I don't want to give up any light. I would like to take some light. We can have Audrey and Paracelsus form a positive relationship out of this. Audrey, get them to give you medicine, I believe that was? No, in items. Stun resistance until next in. Maybe one of our tanky characters guarantees that they don't get stunned by the final end boss. Paracelsus never thought they'd find such comfort in a crew, and yet they lose their 4th point of stress due to the company. That works pretty well for me, because it significantly reduces their likelihood of giving negative relationship encounters and occurrences across the party right now. Yeah, absolutely fight them. Yes, defensive formation. I throw a plague grenade against the back line.
Malaise.
Hits both targets, love it.
And steady.
Yeah, unfortunately I was dazed at combat start. A trophic cut already has me down to half HP on Plague Doctor. I'd really love not to see too many actions come out from their Arbalist.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
Flashing daggers. No, I think I will directly throw some blight at the drummer again. We also set up a combo on them. Love that.
End. Awash in turmoil.
Ooh, a focus fire for only 1 down. Hey! Wait, you buffed that target and then they got to fire. Rude. I didn't even have a chance to prevent that.
A small foundation of trust.
I'm just going to straight up prevent the drummer from kicking about for too long. 11 seems appropriate here.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
I'm going to endure to take the stress off of the Hellion, split it a little across the party, as well as gain less of that stress. Back onto our Flagellant. Hellion, you can never mind. Absolutely take out the Arbalist were going to be my next words, and I didn't let him escape my mouth before I had to eat him. Now it's time to heal yourself. Target is well punished. In fact, yeah, they're not going to get an action. So I can Actually, if I want to remove some stress from Damien... Oh, also the target does have Death's Door, so I did need to hit them. Then throwing that dagger is correct. That dagger, that poison dart, rather.
We are the flame, burning brightly for all the world to see.
Each hero on combat start has a 33% chance to gain a block token. Gain on miss if first in the turn order weakness. Don't love that. I think it's significantly below the power level of almost all of the trinkets that I currently have. Now, I wanted to go to the creature den after this. Let's have a look at the outcome of doing that on the rest of the map. So the academic study has a faceless facsimile, unique trinkets and combat items. If I don't take the academic study, then I am guaranteed in the future to have to go to the lair. I wouldn't necessarily have to fight every layer of the lair, but I would have to go. Oblivion's Ingress as well for a mastery and trinkets as reward. Maybe I'm not scared of a lair. Let's go to the creature's den. Yes, I know that none of you wanted to go, but that was because you were all wrong, so I took the liberty of overriding what you'd voted for. Because you clearly didn't know enough to make a valid vote in the first place. I asked what you wanted to do, but because you've decided to do something dumb, I have elected to ignore it. Let's enter the den. Unfortunately, the relationship with Paracelsus only gets worse. 2 waves of this, and there's going to be no interruption between them, so I should make sure I leave myself in a good position.
A miscalculation, perhaps.
It's not. There go all their dodge tokens. Now I can actually hit the characters that do all the damage on this field. Oh wow, I really wanted to bleed them, but they have extra bleed resist right now. Or rather, they have extra bleed resist to the Hellion. Okay, Spitter in the back line. I mean, I could try and target you directly with a thrown dagger. And I think it's way worth my while to just guarantee that unit is not available.
Agony by accumulation.
Let's use a Battlefield Medicine to pick back up the Flagellant a wee bit there. Blight isn't super likely to hit any of these targets anyway, either. Oh! Solid crit! Unfortunately, they did resist the bleed there. 43% chance to have done so, so I'm not surprised. But if they hadn't resisted the bleed, it would have opened me up to much more useful turns. Alas, now I still have to throw the Acid Rain on the backline in order to make sure that target is dead. And then I just have to watch the Carrion Eaters eat Carrion. I didn't want it to go like this, but I also didn't want to just suddenly lose a teammate to double spider crits. So alas.
Incremental, but deadly all the same.
You know, I'm gonna Yorp at you. Give both of you a weakness target. Celsius, take care of thyself. While the enemies still have block tokens, I will try and blight them, even if blighting them is not... You know, the likelihood for blighting them is not on my side. It's still worthwhile. Let's use Lash's gift here for a heal on Damien, as well as some damage and block for our frontliner. Nice heals there. Does feel like ounce of prevention's pretty reasonable right now.
Confers advantage.
Looking to reduce the likelihood of getting all of these DOTs on us. Also gave some stress resist, or rather stress removal, to Boudica in the front line. Alright, one on death's door. And we take him down, and then they immediately get eaten. Ugh. It's more important than ever that I absolutely remove the hell out of this carrion devourer as quickly as possible.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
Oh, they get to act next. I do not think I'm going to be preventing them from acting. Slightly better relationship, though. Oh, did you have to crit him? Let's use Lash's gift to get a little bit more HP there. Speaking of getting more HP, we'll use Battlefield Medicine to get back up off the ground. Combo does 21 damage.
Fight through the fatigue.
To our enemy here. And in fact, I'll remove the last stress from Damien by throwing a dagger. So I'm looking for Plague Grenade and Acid Rain to help me start taking out the spiders. Oh, I did actually manage to even blow out one.
Measured and steady.
Yeah, that's to be expected.
Hold fast, for who knows what lurks in the beyond.
Oh no. He's got combo set up on him and he's stunned. I think I actually may need to throw a healing salve on him or risk watching him die. I'm gonna take out their backliner, just guarantee that one. God, both of them are stunned!
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
I'm gonna use an ounce of prevention, try and make the DOTs less likely to land on us. Both of our frontliners lose the stun. I'll throw flashing daggers here. Dang, 1/3 chance we were gonna get to stealth as a result of that. Would have loved it. These vulnerables aren't really taking much damage to the enemies. Weber in the backline has no chance. It's already dead.
Mistimed, misdirected.
Well, I have to get through their dodge tokens somehow. We do manage to connect to Blight finally. Ooh, no stun. Love to see that. With 7, that is the frontliner already down.
Stumbling and stupefied.
Great.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
Looks like we're pretty comfortable here.
Sweat-soaked brows, unsteady stances. Exhaustion takes hold.
With no stress coming out of the party. Got ourselves one mastery. We get an additional mastery for handing in the bulbous venom gland. Discounted trinkets at the next area as well.
The loathing whispers.
That's right, of course. We get to shake some loathing as well. And everyone is completely de-stressed. Gotta say, the hopefulness is working out. I can only lose one more wheel before I have to fight a bandit about it.
Emptiness and dissolution have wormed their way into the world.
Audrey? It's possible they're about to try and put horror on us, but you having a bear trap makes more sense. Also, having the bear traps on the Hellion makes no sense. So you take a laudanum instead. Okay. Much prefer this. So all of us have pretty much the exact same interactions here. Audrey can get slightly more friendly with 2 people. Audrey's going to have positive relationships rolling into the final area, which is going to mean a hell of a lot. Oh boy. Unfortunately we're dazed, so we don't get to act. Blood commune. So now we're looking for just Plague Grenade, Acid Rain thereafter. Ooh, Cherub's almost... Cherub, are you already dead, in fact? Yeah, Cherub's already dead. No, taking out the altar still matters a huge amount. I was thinking about the possibility of using a Lash's gift here for 25% HP back on Damien, as well as giving... Ooh. I could use this to give a strength token to a character and then let them strike. No. I can't risk the altar staying around. Okay. The altar so far will be sticking around. Just a little bit longer. Oh boy. Okay, that altar is dead.
Malaise, measured and steady.
Pretty comfy guarantee there. So use Lash's gift to increase the damage of the Hellion. And then I can use Battlefield Medicine to try and help the Flagellant out of the position they put themselves in, as well as fix their relationship a wee bit. Ooh, we even got the slippery trigger on Boudica, who now gets to dodge as a result. I'm also going to roll the Ounce of Prevention because the DOTs from the enemy are really impactful over the course of this, and I would also like to remove the stress from Boudica. Ooh, sick crit!
Strength dwindles.
We get one of you to death's door, and I believe, yep, the DOT will trigger and that character will die. Time to start moving on the final one.
Slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
So Lash's gift is below 50% HP, so I can use Lash's gift on Hellion before she acts in this round. That's great. Which means I'm going to be self-healing with the Flagellant, so that means that the Plague Doctor is free to play. remove one of these graves for a little bit more HP. We use... Never mind, Lash's Gift is still on cooldown. Oops. Well, now I need to hope that the enemy is very slow. Yeah, they're not slow at all. I don't want them to crit me. I have to hit them directly.
The smallest variable can make all the difference.
Cut down these nightmares and blaze the trail to your redemption.
We've got a lot of activating tainted trinkets,
The
but
loathing abates.
not many cultist trinkets that are then activated, unfortunately. Do any of them leap out? Let's look at our trinkets. Yeah, wounding words with plus 50% damage on individual targets. I think that feels a lot better in the final area than maybe right now yet. Yeah, I still think I'm holding on changing any of these trinkets. Combat items, I don't believe I need to change at the moment. Cool, let's keep on keeping on. More ablative powders. Also looks like I'm gonna shake a little bit more armor off of this wagon.
No orders were shouted. No swords were drawn. There was only stupefying horror and the catatonic lethargy that follows it.
The General's Keep. Yeah, slumbering general at the end of this. What are his resistances again? Would it even be possible for me?
A general and his loyal, lumbering guard.
Start blighting up this knight in the back line.
Measured and steady.
And for those of us who cannot reach the back line productively, I'm gonna start working on one of the frontline foot soldiers. Really? If that had a DOT and then we suddenly lost the character, that would be a nightmare. Time for a self-heal and a buff on another target. How dare you have at me? Ooh, solid repositioning of the targets on the board, though. I have two people who are capable of hitting the back line, like both of the backline positions for Blight. Like, I really feel like I should be utilizing that right now. The Atrophic Cut comes out for a really large amount of damage.
Excellent work.
And then Plague Grenade. Okay, so Foot Soldier is going down to Death's Door. Foot Soldier in the back line is not yet. Okay, cool. So now one of them is on Death's Door, the other one is coming down to Death's Door. That's a Biting Blade. So that's a DOT, unfortunately, on... No! Oh! I needed him!
The thing is finally passed on.
Oh, God. Well. Let's roll an ounce of prevention for some stress recovery here.
The key.
Both of the backliners are already dead to the DOTs. 32 damage crit hits the soldier in the front line for the enemies. Oh, boy. I escape with the pillage that I currently have access to. Deliver to the inn, yep. So now I need to, oh boy. Hero goal complete. Watch a friend die? Was that it? Oh, land the killing blow on cadavers. Well done. I think I need to get the piercing resistance on our plague doctor. No one can ever be in rank 4 again. So, like, in order to have Boudica gain more healing, I can have you hold the... If in rank 1 you receive plus 50% healing from skills. Audrey is, like, pure ranged. So, moving Audrey out of that position is a nightmare. Paracelsus, you also really, really, really don't want to be in one of the front lines, but you don't really have a choice about that one, buddy. Actually, no, Audrey is fine to be in line 2 right now. Paracelsus back in line 3. Yikes.
Consider all variables, but do it quickly.
I'm going to the Hero Shrine. I would like to unlock more abilities for my characters. Sure, there's going to be a fight along the road, which is going to be a little bit touch and go, possibly. No, never mind. These enemies aren't particularly powerful.
Measure out your violence and apply it judiciously.
Managed to prevent one of the powered up enemies from managing to activate. Now it's definitely time to start healing. Oh! Audrey! Ha! I would have loved to throw out a heal there, but I just instantly crit 2 characters to death. I'll have to settle for that. But it really feels like at this point I'm gonna need basically just Barristan. Who else can, like, tank and support our party in the way that I really, really need for the final fight? Hopefully Barristan's waiting in the next inn with me. For me, rather.
We must understand the past if we are ever to be free of it.
Audrey, let's learn more about your past.
Chapter 3. Embarrassment of riches. Years of decadence and financial mismanagement had left the estate in staggering debt. Humiliated and facing eviction, she wandered the empty halls, hurling inebriated indignities at the portrait of the deceased, whose hand had rested so possessively upon her shoulder. A gleam of gold on that painted paw reminded her that his rings were unaccounted for, and must have been buried with him.
Lunge! Yes! From the back 2 positions, you move forward 2 positions. You can target anything except for the enemy's backline. And you ignore the dodge of a target if you are stealthed. It is otherwise just a high damage, high crit melee attack. I really quite like it. I want to get more of the party maneuver options for a lot more of my characters so I can run much more comfortably some sort of shuffle party. Certainly one of my favorite types of parties to run in the first DD. Another fight along the road? Got a roleplay grenade here.
Slow dissection.
No, why do you have to be in the shadows? That's gonna make it so hard to kill you. Oh boy. Stop going all munchy. It's so much damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete the empowered target there.
Hold fast. For who knows?
Unfortunately,
what
nothing I really
lurks
could
in
have
the
done about that.
beyond. The fiend's strength dwindles. One less obstacle in our path.
Great. All of the enemies down. Hellion not healed at all. We do manage to grab some trinkets and baubles before we run away. Having another look at the map. So we're about to come upon an oasis. Very handy. And then assistance encounter number 3 before we have the Oblivion's Rampart. The Oblivion's Rampart is really what I'm next likely to be directly tested by. Thankfully I'll have hopefully some better things to take in there, courtesy of this oasis. 5 stress recovery as well as 5 torch for Paracelsus, or we can go for the supplies. I'm gonna go with the stress recovery and torch. Because we already have pretty impactful supplies on us. And I'm only worried about the immediate future here. We have to go for the assistance encounter.
Prepared for the upcoming obstruction. Mind your wheels. They have nothing left to give.
Hello, desperate few. I'm here to help. One of the ways to help is just running away. 45 torch, or we could get 30 torch and give up 12 trinket in order to gain some safety for our vehicle. I'm gonna do that. The armor and wheels there. It's just I'd hate for this either of these last positions, Frank. Never mind, one of them would have, the position directly ahead of us is another wheels challenge. If I didn't take the extra wheels there, I was going to break down and have to fight people.
Be prudent.
One of your characters always needs to repair when you're doing a road fight like that. Which means that I would only actually have 2 people who are capable of acting ever in that fight. Ugh. Doesn't sound good. Ah! This doesn't look good.
Trammeled, trapped, held captive by fear.
No! No 2 ways around it. I need to remove this target. Yes, yes, yes. You're communing with the Nocturne. I understand. Gonna throw a bear trap against their back line. Oh, they resisted. Okay, so the altar is dead next time it acts. I've got to use Battlefield Medicine on Audrey at this point. So much additional health.
Savor it.
blaze,
Probably time to start
measured and
dotting up that
steady.
target as well. Ugh! Audrey again? Yikes. Unfortunately, Audrey acts early. And I don't have a corpse on the field to even break. Yeah, I think I will actually have Audrey do the self-heal here. Do I get you off of death's door?
An invariable result.
Worship, and you healed. Oh, and then you got to act
Suffering
again?
begins.
Audrey! Please! Oh, that's a meltdown. That's not a Resolute. Oh, Resolute would have given us at least a chance. Yeah, the fact that the Evangelist can just heal the backline and set up regen on them makes basically everything I'm doing to the backline right now invalid.
Well done.
Huge crit.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
Our co-advocacy is their downfall.
This wound, at least, has
Take
been
back off
tended
Death's
to.
Door. Wait, hang on. Those DOTs were supposed to be gone. Okay, now you're back on Death's Door. You haven't got a DOT on you, though. Night and day. Different position than last. Audrey, I can have... Oh my god, I missed. Unfortunately, now I can't stealth up and heal at the same time, and we do lose Audrey.
Sacrifice bestows an uncertain absolution.
We have been completely shuffled out of position again. And I fear... Oh. Unfortunately, there is no healing from this position, Paracelsus.
Messy, but effective.
Solid crit!
Perhaps they have
Both on
given
Death's
their
Door,
last.
both with DOTs.
She sought
There goes
a
our
glorious
Hellion.
end and found it.
She sought a glorious end and found it right
She
before Paracelsus
understood
did.
death, but could not defy it.
Unfortunate how quickly this
Not
party was
despair.
dismantled.
There is nobility in the attempt.
Along the way, though, we did manage to pick up a lot of Candles of Hope, giving us a lot more progression towards having more broad abilities and
Beyond the reach of this
options for our
tenebrous
characters.
malignity.
Let's have a look. First off, unlock the bounty hunter. Let's have them sometimes available at the inn. Now, Plague Doctor, Surgeon Path. You'd have lower blight resistance piercing. There's also an Alchemist Path. So this is lower max HP on you, higher chance to crit on your blight causing skills, extra resistances, and all of this for only 20% max HP. Wow. That's really, really powerful. I'm gonna take that upgrade for the Plague Doctor. Grave Robber. Rank flexible roll that sacrifices range damage for blight and mobility. Affects lunge, pirouette, shadow fade, flashing daggers, thrown dagger, poison dart, and glint in the dark. While I do want access to the Venom drop path for you, you do 2 additional blight when you are stealthed. Yeah, I feel like that's something that needs to come after... Fine. After the Grave Robber gets to their next... Yeah, you know what? Fine, I'll unlock it. I was about to say, after the Grave Robber actually unlocks more of the moves from the hero stories, which is actually another good thing that happened in the last run, over the course of the last couple of runs. A lot of moves have been picked up. Skills, rather. Bulwark. Crush and Riposte get negative 25% damage, but shield attacks, so Rampart gets plus 50%. Shield attack skills also get extra stun resist, piercing, and when casting Standfast, you taunt twice. Reasonable. Highwayman has also not unlocked Grapeshot Blast yet. Man, I really need to get a lot more hero shrines with all of these characters. Tempest. The winter storm knows only rage. Oh, you know what? Yeah.
A little more light, a little more strength.
Confessor, rank flexible roll. What's like a healing roll? Rank flexible roll, focus on party defense. On support and consecration. Never mind, there is no like full healing roll there for the vessel, it doesn't look like. Maniac. Sacrifices blight potency in favor of flexible positioning, debuffs, and disruption. I haven't got Sepsis unlocked. But what is your flexible positioning, debuffs, and disruption? What manifests from the Maniac path there, friend? You haven't told me. I'm gonna give Man-at-Arms the Bulwark path.
Bustling streets. We delighted in the city's vitality.
And you know,
The true splendor of a world. Those who live within it.
I'm gonna unlock a bunch of stuff with the Highwayman there as well. It's worth noting, it's not just the paths we're getting along the line here. So Grave Robber, if I unlock your Venom Drop path, before that, I'm also unlocking a trinket for you. His rings, indelible trinket for extra blight on the poison dart. We're also just by base giving you an extra speed. Also by base, we're giving you an extra 5% death blow resistance. The others are all unlocks right now. We're about to get more max HP and more death blow resistance for future pickups. That's not death blow resistance, that's blight resistance. Neat, neat, neat. However, with only one left...
To recall a thing is to make it real once more.
It's time to choose a trinket. The Strange Sapper will appear in our next run. Distant Trinket, it is a weapon. On hit, it applies vulnerability 15% of the time, and on miss 20% of the time, it applies a block token to the target.
Sanctuary, as fleeting as a dying star.
That said, however, just in case Wayne has a little bit more of an intro to the next run, I will let it run for just a moment longer. But in between the end of this episode and the beginning of the next one,
Or be consumed by them.
I'm gonna set up another party. That party was pretty successful, right up until the point where we died.
I understood your eagerness to build a reputation, and it pained me greatly to hold you back. The Crossroads, a beacon for the broken and the battered.
For the moment, my name's Rhapsody, this has been Darkest Dungeon 2. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see y'all next time.